Okay, this is just a document that I have a bunch of created comic book material. I've got 17 pages on cardboard that I made in 2024. These are 17 pages I made in 2024 on cardboard. Those were made last year. And then I have this sketch pad. I have, I think, 18 pages drawn in this sketch pad. This is from this year, the beginning of this year. It was about 3 months ago when I started making this. This is all about the cave adventures. This is 18 pages, I think, of comic books that I've already made. This is just documenting that I already did this. But last year, I had also created a board game for the Zobo Adventures, and it's I can't take too much credit for it because it was inspired by Warhammer. But anyways, I have the map of the kingdom mapped out here. You got, where are we at? We got the plains, we got the swamp, we got the mountains, the caves. This is where the third comic book takes place, in the caves. And we got the forest over here. There's the kingdom. Where's the kingdom? The kingdom is okay. So, anyways, yeah, this is yeah. You got the plains, the swamp, the mountains, and the forest. If you come over here, this is where the kingdom is. The kingdom is the castle. This is the rest of the plains. The river comes down. You can cross the bridges, and you come over here to the desert. And this was all made last year, 2024. I'm not sure if I have the date on here. But anyways, I made this last year in 2024. And you roll your dice, basically. And if you have two pairs of dice, you roll them both, I think. No, you only, in order to move across a square, each square is divided into a 3 by 3 square, so there's 9 squares in each square. If you roll above a 5, you can advance 1 square, and basically whatever. But I made this in 2024. I've got a whole third comic book in there. It's 17 pages on cardboard. Let's see if you can. I got more than that though. I got a whole bunch of stuff. It's just not finished. These are 17 pages I made in 2024. They're all dated. I'm not lying about this, but whatever. 17 pages of this. Just, there's no way I could have drawn this like just in a week, because this took me months to draw. I had to sketch it out in pencil and then pen it in. All kinds of. This is all going to be uploaded soon. Hopefully, if I can use my dad's scanner. He's letting me use his computer to do all this. He's giving me the paper and the pen to allow me to make these comic books. But anyways, the reason I'm documenting this is because someone else came out with a Zobo. It's a video game on YouTube. It's a video game on the internet. It's called Project Zobo, and their character is a green guy with yellow teeth, just like mine. But he looks different though, and it's not called Zobo Adventures. It's called Project Zobo. So it's very strange that they came out with a game when I just created mine in the end of 2024, like right as 2024 was ending. I created the little board game, but it's basically inspired by Warhammer. So, but then they came out with Project Zobo. I think in 2025 they came out with their video game. And they mentioned a lot of stuff that's very similar to mine. They have the name of the thing is their main character, I think, is called the Pilot, which I made a pilot for Zobo Adventures. They have a character in their thing called Carl, which I got mine inspired from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but they're completely different characters, but they share the same name. I guess that's sort of true, maybe. I invented Evil Carl the dinosaur a long time ago, way back many years ago. I'm not sure if he was inspired by Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but I have Evil Carl the dinosaur, and I have a human named Carl, and the name was inspired by Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but my character is he's a rich British guy, and he's blonde, he doesn't have brown hair. But anyways, this Project Zobo game that came out, I'm not affiliated with the Project Zobo game. It's just they have a lot of similarities going on. It's not me though. I'm Zobo Adventures. Their Project Zobo. So it's two different things. There's also a book that came out in 2016, I believe, called Zobo the First Mustang, and that's not me either. That's about a book about a horse, I believe. But they were the original Zobo, I believe. That I didn't even know that was a thing when I created Zobo Adventures. It was originally going to be called Dwell and Be, but as kind of doesn't really, I don't know, I might have to change the name back to Dwell and Be, but I went with Zobo Adventures. It just seemed to resonate with me or whatever. It just kind of rolls off the tongue easier than Dwell and Be. But anyways, yeah, so there's Zobo the Mustang. This is a book about horses. And then there's Project Zobo, which is a video game. Neither of those are me. I'm only Zobo Adventures. And Zobo Shim, which is... Shim is a dwarf, goblin, gnome character that I created. But he was named after the character in the Merlin books named Shim. So it's not the same character, but I named him after a character that already exists. From the Merlin books. So my character is named after a character that already existed, but they're two completely different characters. Mine is a dwarf mixed with gnome and goblin blood, so he's not a purebred dwarf. He's got goblin and gnome and dwarf blood. Anyways, I'm just trying to document this to say there's a lot of similarities going on with other people, and yeah, expect this third comic book to be uploaded. Hopefully all uploaded by hopefully before July gets here, yeah. But yeah, I've only got 18 pages done on this thing. It's not even finished. You can see it's blank pages right here. So I've got 17 pages on cardboard, and I've got, I think, 21 pages finished on here. This is the Cave Adventures. This is the third comic book, the Cave Adventures. It's not even finished. I still got like 20 pages left to finish in this thing. I gotta do 20 pages to finish this. I already mapped it out. It's basically 20 pages in there to finish, and then I got another 40 pages in this one to finish. Altogether, it should be about 100 and something pages for the third comic book. And that's all about basically, they go through the caves, they come out to the swamp, they go to the plains, and then they go to the desert. And it should end in the desert if I mapped it all out correctly. And that's hopefully going to be finished by August. But hopefully this is all going to be uploaded by July. So it's not completed, but it should hopefully be uploaded by July. Alright, I guess that's just a heads up, and that's all I had to say. Good luck, rock and roll.